Morning everyone, 10 to 9, we're ready to go. Had a heavy rain overnight. About 2 o'clock in the morning when I got up for the dogs, it was pouring down. And you could hear it hitting the corrugated sheeting on the roof there. Then it stopped after about half an hour. I must have dropped off to sleep as soon as I put my head down. And that would have been about 9:30. And I got up 2:30, as I say, for the dogs for about half an hour, 20 minutes at the most. It wasn't too cold, but I think it was chilly, but we were all nice and wrapped up. They had the quilt, I was in my lovely sleeping bag. I slept like a log. And I must have got up, I think I got up at 6, but it was all kind of murky and I thought I'll have another hour. And in the end I got up about 7:10, which is late, but it was, by the way, it was raining at that time. When I say rain, it was drizzling. It was like a shower. Then, as I was having breakfast, we had all that sunshine. It was lovely. But this is perfect hiking weather if it doesn't rain too much. If we just have showers. Camera's working fine. Dogs look fine. They look eager to go, don't they? I'm still waking up. There's a chill in the air, but I like to hike like this with no coat. So I'm going to have my jacket stuffed in my pack, ready to go, put on. But I'd like to stay cool. You hike better. I don't want to hike hot. So, show you inside. We didn't touch this room. That room's all clean and tidy. I've swept in here. I just put the chair back. Candles came in handy. It was nice to have a bit of light. My walking pose and my hat. Get ready. Make sure you always forget something, don't you? Swept out in here. Fire's pine. It's all out. That was already dirty. It's been used probably 100 times. So dogs didn't make no mess or anything. As I say, that was all left like that, so I've not touched that. And this wood chopped out here was rotting. I don't know if you saw it when we came in. It was all left lying out. I think someone chopped it out and just left it. Oh, one last thing. Last night, after I left you, about 9 o'clock, came around here for a call of nature. Just a, nothing that required a shovel. And I looked up and there was about 8 to 10 deer just sitting above me looking at it. And of course I had no camera and the phone was in there on charge. And they just stood looking at me. I looked at them. And then I got the camera ready and I thought they'll go by the window. I don't know where they went. They must have gone that way. So typical. But there's a load of wildlife around this time. If it stays like that, where the cloud is like patchy and just a bit broken up, we will get sunshine and showers. And that's fine. I don't mind having a bit of rain if we can dry off. Right, enough chatting, we've got to start moving. Pack's there, feels a lot lighter and it's packed much better because a lot of their dog food's gone. Right, you two. Look at them, raring to go. And if you can see, you're probably getting wind noise. I can't do nothing about that. Sorry. But the Bothy dead centre. That's where we come from. Very marshy, which I knew. And that's where we're going, in between that valley. Following the river. Dogs have got soaked in the first 10 seconds. How beautiful is that? Perfect hiking weather at the moment. Overcast, cool, I'd say about 10-15 mile breeze, if that. Probably about 10 to be honest. Perfect. Keeps us all cool. Me with a large pat. Right, we're entering a remote country now. Break a leg here. Rebel, get out, please. He's been in every bit of water he can find. He's not thirsty, trust me. Sorry for shouting. I should be giving commands, but hey, get out! No, no, no! Look at them. They're going to jump in there. That's about 4 foot deep in there. I don't know if you can see it through on the video. Right, better push on before they drown themselves. He's got a heavy pack on as well. I want to show you something. This looks like you can cross. You know, you can see a tufty bit there. Fuse, you two. Watch this. See how far my pole, and it could go further. And that's 2 foot, easy 2 foot, getting on 3. So you gotta be careful. Luckily, I saw it coming. Pole's coming handy. Try and cut across. I should have gone up there. Right, getting to the loch now. Right, this is where I was going to camp. The original idea was camp here near the loch and then push on next morning. Obviously with the rain the other day, I had no choice. Quite breezy here. Now, I've got a dodgy bit in a minute. See the slopes? I've got to get over there. You can't go on that side. This side, I don't think you can get across the land, low down. You got to go, there's supposed to be a track. I've never seen it. I've been told there is one, so I'm going to hunt around. This is where it gets dodgy. I've got to be very careful with the dogs and not take risks. Right, I'll check over there in a minute. Right, we've got to go along the top there. Very faint track, I guess. Can't go shoreline. And it's quite a good runoff, so I've got to be very careful with dogs. Probably will need them on the lead when I get up top. Right, because they're in the water every 10 seconds. Look at them. And it's brightening up behind us, and that's coming this way. So what we've done, we followed there's a very faint, I don't know if you can hear me, hold on, I'll try and shield you. There is a very faint deer stalking track from the Bothy to this place. But again, bear in mind, if you do take this kind of route after watching my video, make sure you got a compass, make sure you got all the first aid kit and a means of communicating with emergency services if you need it. Don't follow my track, hey, you too, and think you can just do it with a pack on your back with no experience. Because once we get over here, we're starting to really get in really remote areas. Look at these two. I'm trying to keep them dry. What's the point? Well, we're going a slope. They're going to be so wet and slippery. Great. Who's? I'm having a breather. Oh, getting up there. It's not a sheer drop, but it's a decent drop. Fuse, get back there. I don't need them on a lead at the moment because there'll be more hindrance. But we're following. Now it's not too bad, but when you get ridges like that, you've got to be careful they don't slip. Because there's no way stopping if they slip. And as you say, you can't go over that side. I've heard of people trying to go over the top. This is well hidden, this trap. You can't see it with the naked eye, but there is one here. But coming up from where the loch is, it's more or less sheer, and it's just rock, slippery rock like that with water running down. So you've got to be very, very careful. I've got to keep moving, otherwise he'll do something stupid. I'll talk to you when I get round. Yes, we got around the ridge. Not as bad as it looked. Bad because you're carrying a 45-pound pack and I've got 2 dogs. A day pack, some trail shoes and common sense and you'll be alright. That was Lochan Leum, t-Sagairt, or t-Sagairt, something like that. As you can see, Stalker's Path. It's going down that way, and that's where we're going down here and then following through the valley again along the river. I forgot to tell you the destination. I did mention it yesterday. It's Oban Bothy and Loch there. I've got a tent. If the Bothy's shut, they shut in stalking time, and they also shut it other times. You know, it can be hit or miss. And again, we sometimes get kayakers and other people pop round and stay in the Bothy, so it doesn't bother me. I've got a tent. I could use the Bothy to cook and stay dry, and if it pours down, but look, we're getting some nice weather. Yeah, so if you do follow my trails, as I was saying earlier, cut short because the rebel's getting impatient. Be careful, common sense, get some experience. Don't follow my trails thinking you can just chuck a pack on and do this. You know, common sense, know the land. The rocks are slippery, there's water running off the rocks. The heather or the ground, the grass is breaking up under your feet, so if you step too near the edge, you're going to go. Cut in, be safe, get your centre of gravity good. Walking poles as well, I really recommend them. People kind of faff about them thinking it means you're old or something. Hey, better to be safe than sorry. Right, we're going to push on. Could you get more remote? Don't know if I said this is the Lochaber region, which is well known for its wilderness and remoteness. Same as Noidart. But I'll be extremely surprised if I meet another human between here and the Bothy. We've got the old Stalker's track through the stalking season. I think ends February. It's something like September or October to February, where I do the shooting, cull the numbers. They have to do it because the deer would destroy the landscape otherwise. But apart from that, you won't see any human trail. There are spots you could pitch, not too boggy, and obviously you've got plenty of water. I mean, just look at the place. Sorry if I rant on, but it's so beautiful. And so far the weather's held perfect. I mean, I've been just in a shirt. If you stopped, you'd be chilly, but hiking, you're perfect, and the pack's doing brilliant. I've got about 45 pounds, 46 probably. I'm carrying it easy. Right, push on. Oh, in about an hour's time we'll stop and feed dogs and have lunch. We'll try and find somewhere a bit sheltered, somewhere like cut into some rock area or something like that. Right, God, moving along, it's getting breezy here. Still going, having a breather. Pack's not doing too bad at all. It's just you've had to cross the river about 6 to 8 times already. I'm following this, I don't know if you can see, it's very faint, but it's the Deerstalker's Path, and sometimes it goes over the river. I could sometimes go the other way, but it's longer. So common sense says take the shortest route, take it nice and steady. Why trek up and down and kind of go around things and all that when you can just follow the path? When I say it's a path, it's not really a path, is it? Look, it's a bit of worn stone, but you get what I mean. Look at these two. As soon as I stop, they go exploring. She's going to be absolutely done in tonight. But she's so happy. I think that's what she was moaning about last night in the evening. When she wouldn't settle. I think she wanted to move. I don't think she wanted to rest. She was tired, but she wanted to carry on. Right, got to push on. Whew, that's a bit sheer, isn't it? Do some skydiving. Oh, we've got some grey cloud coming. Very swampy there. Tried to go down that side and it's about 4 foot deep of mud. Can go along the edge, but Stella wouldn't be able to get up there, so I had to come across here and come along there. So Stella has to come first. We're going to hit a boulder field, as such a small boulder field. Going to go up and then we should reach a small loch called Lochan, or Loch, something like that. They spell it L-O-C-H-A-N, Lochan, I guess. Dubh, D-U-B-H. I don't ask me the pronunciations. I'm ruining them, I know. What is this here for? I've just come from there. We're going there. What the hell is that there for? God knows. Getting cooler. We're getting a bit of cloud cover. Hopefully it don't rain. Might have some ledges to hide under if it did. Stuck at the boulder field. It started raining. Came down quite heavy for about 10 minutes. I think it's going to break. So, sheltered in my man cave. Good job I did. Came at the wrong time because we've got to go through this boulder field and there's some really drop-offs. You know what I mean? 4 or 5 feet drops. So I'm looking for a route. Not so much for me and Rebel, for Stella. So I think we'll go down here gently and through down, because you can't go around there. There's great big holes. If she slips, she'll fall in. They're so impatient. I had to bring camera in because of it. I don't know if I'm going to get any more rain. Right, see what happens. Well, we got through that crazy boulder field. Dangerous. Got to Lochan Dubh. Sadly, floating in the middle looks like 2 carcasses of deer that fell off the ledge up there. Oops, sorry, zoomed. So sad. That's nature, isn't it? They're drinking out of the dead water as well. Right, we've got to skirt around this little loch. Yeah, there was 2 dead deer in the water. I didn't film up close, no point of that. Very boggy, very slippery, very yucky around the side of the lot. Looks like we've got to do another boulder field. These are terrible, these are, because there's great big holes in between the boulders. You can easily break a leg. It's hard on Stella, but. So we've got to cut through there somehow. Don't ask me how. More rain, another cave. We're on the other side of the boulder field, clearing that, which is unbelievably hard work. Because the short route, there's drops of, I don't know, you know, going down a long way some of the places. I'm shaking up because of fear, adrenaline coming across there because there's trees down and it's mossy. You've got to really be switched on. As I say, no wonder deer falling in the way. Good place to shelter though when you get rainstorms. Camera's out. Pack's going to get a bit wet, so I should bring that in a bit more. Right, just had a look at the map. I'm cutting to the left. See this great big, I don't know, chunk of rock in front of me? I'm cutting to the right over here. I should be cutting to the left. So I've nearly came too far. So I should be going that side. And there should be a trail I should pick up a little bit higher up. But I'm waiting for the rain to go. So we've got to double back. Oh, great. And go that way. Otherwise, I'd end up going round this rock to go round where I need to go. So it's a bit stupid. But I'm waiting for the rain to blow over. It will. It just showers. This is sticking to the weather forecast, thank God. They want to stay out in the rain. They don't need to. Look at her. She wants to move. I'm resting here. I'm going to feed you. Once we get round here and we're back on the track as such, I can have a breather and when it's dry, I can feed her. But anyway, this cave came in handy, kept me dry. So I'm not complaining. So, yeah, there's no trail through this. I mean, you'll see markings, but it could be deer, it could be anything. So I was thinking, I was pondering on it. I thought, am I going the right way or should I go that way? So I'm glad I took the start. Otherwise I would have been mad. I would have gone through all that to go round. Right, get it right next time. So if you come this way, you'll be coming from that little loch. I was going right. I was going to go round that. Go to the left from the loch, going towards Oban Bothy. And then you'll pick slight markings. And we should pick a trail up soon. I'm going to have to put a camera on, a coat on, so we're going to get some rain. But it's easier work now. Whew. Still going. We follow down there along the river. We should pick out a trail soon. A better marked trail. All that cloud is coming over us though. I'm hoping it'll blow over after about half an hour or so. I wanted to feed the dogs about now, but it's raining. We'll just be standing in the rain. They're looking fine, so we'll push on. If I find somewhere enclosed, another overhang or something like that, then we'll have a rest. But I'm not going to rest in the rain. If it were dry now, I'd feed them now, and I'd have my lunch. But I had a good breakfast and I had good food last night, so I'm not undernourished or, you know, wasting away. Whew. Lovely though. Hard work, but lovely. That's what happened to the last hiker that came along here. I'm guessing deer. Common sense around here. I fell off the ledge. I just died. Age. Anyway, we're pushing in between these. So beautiful. So much death around. Dead deer, skeletons, in real nature now. Still going. We picked up the track that's on the map, and this is a stalker's track, so now just stick to it, we should be fine. We should get some views of Loch Morar. That's what Oban Bothy's pitch situation is next to, or alongside. Sorry, I'm losing my words. Getting hungry now. I just wish this rain would blow over. Where I'm looking, it was sunny a minute ago. Either way, when we get to the Bothy, we can rest. I should have had lunch, but hey ho. Quicker we get there, the quicker we can rest without racing now. Just follow the trail, should be easier going. Happy dogs? Yeah. Are you happy? Yeah, you done well, Stella. Yes, I know. Right, better push on. Bosses are telling me to move on. Lunchtime, fed dogs. Don't know what time it is. It's got to be 1 o'clock. So we're about hour late, hour and a half late. I'm having some Snickers. I've got some water, and we can see the first signs of Loch Morar. Brilliant. We follow the track on the left. I don't know if you can see it. There's a track to the left of this river, and we follow around to along the loch. Flats. They will not rest. I'm hoping the sun will come out. Right, lunchtime. I could sit here and make a brew, but as long as I have something to eat, you've got to force yourself. As long as you eat, you'll be fine. And to be honest, I don't fancy anything hot. I'd rather just eat some chocolate, have a rest, and some water, and then walk around there and then put my feet up when I get the Bothy. As I say, if there's someone there, no problem, we've got a tent. So I'm not worried. I just want to be out in the wilds for a bit. Right, lunchtime. Do you not adjust your screens? The sun is out. Unbelievable, eh? Well, we had lunch, quickie, up on the top there, on that little mound, a hill, or don't look very big on the video. It's quite steep, to be honest. And it started raining, so sat there, waited, still raining, so I thought, right, we'll move off. We only had about 20 minutes, 25, which is not long enough for them, so I'm taking it easy with these, because they've got to digest their food. Look at him. He's searching for all kinds of things. Rebel! There's nothing there to search, but he'll search. We should be hitting the Loch Morar in a minute, the start of it from this side, where the River Pean runs into it. But I'm going to take some photos. I'll put my camera away, I'm not pulling that out now. Take it with a phone. No settlement. We'll run down there. I guess that's the fireplace with the bricks. That looks quite modern, doesn't it, the brickwork? That's Loch Morar, where I'm going. All tufty bits down here and I'm tripping on them. Oh, that's weird. Brickwork looks modern. I don't know what that was. That looks like a sheep pen. I don't know. Intriguing. Views ain't bad. That's where we've come from. Back there. And we're going to push on over there. Meow Beach. Not bad. And now, as I say, we're on a good trail now. It's going to take us all the way around. The Bothy's on this side, on the left. But this is an open lock to the sea, so I guess the sand is washed in. Yeah, I'm no expert, but I'm guessing that's what they do. Nice and cool breeze, and the rain's hold off for now, so we'll get to the Bothy and we'll be showered. Beautiful. This is why I do it. These views and no people. I know, very antisocial, I know. And a jetty. I don't think we'll trust that though. All the wood's falling off underneath. Walked from around there. Just seen there's a building on the far side. Office, as far as I know. Don't drink that, it might be salt water. Rebel! Rebel! Not that, it might be salt water. Hope not. Could be clear here, because it's all river water probably running down. When we get a little further, it'll be salty. And last thing I want is him throwing up on that. Right, should be just round this corner, we should see it. If I do see it, I'll put it straight back on. I know you don't want to miss anything. Don't get your gear wet, will you, Rebel, like your bags or anything? Look at it. It's got to be salt water as well. You'll be thrown out in a bit. Ruined all the fun. Look, they're off to the Bothy before me. There's the Bothy, Oban Bothy. Just round the corner from the jetty. Let's have a look. Testing out. Look at the views I've got. Plenty of camping spots here, and it's good grass. I mean, really good grass. Soft as well, not wet. So if you're pitching here, not a problem at all. Hence why I'm not worried if it's locked or what. Sometimes I lock them and leave them locked. So I won't be surprised. We shall see. So the Bothy's locked. But look at this area for pitching a tent. Can you complain? if there's a fire pit here, I will use it, because was that a fire pit? There's wood in the storage shed there, so I can have a nice little fire, not too near the tent. Be nice. There's stones here. I don't know if there's been fire. Something's been dug there. Good spot to have a fire anyway. And then I'll move the stones. Yeah, I think there's been. Looks like someone's been digging it. I can't see it being a deer. What would they dig holes like that for? A bit weird. Anyway, so not on the charts as being locked. I've got to find fresh water source. There's got to be water running somewhere around here. Unless I have to go all the way back there, get water, no problem. But look, what a pitch spot, eh? So, not too in the open, because the wind comes gusting down there. So, I think somewhere not far where I put the bag. To be honest, I'm not worried. I've got a lovely tent, and we'll get a lovely night's sleep. And it just seems stupid. You know what I mean? All the restrictions are. You're in the middle of nowhere and the Loch Bothy, and it's not stalking season. How stupid. Anyway, enough by moaning. Let's get the tent up and get the gear in, so if it rains we can take shelter. Right, 2-second drop on tent. Set up. About 5 minutes. Beautiful day. It's turned out really good now. Lines ain't too tense because no panic yet. I don't think any winds will pick up. That looks a bit slack, doesn't it, there in the back? See what we do on that. But the cloud is cleared as such. Forecast for tomorrow, it's overcast. That was before I set off. And but no rain. So we'll see how that turns out. So it could change, it could have changed and said, Stella, get out. They all want to go in the tent and just lie down. What I'm going to do in a minute is search for water once I've got all the kit in. Just in case we do have a shower, get the kit in, it's all safe, then I can set up. To be honest, it's absolutely stunning now. It's warm. It's about 16, 17. Got some lovely weather. Right, kit's all ready to go in. I'm drying these bags off, drying his harness. Bag's got cover on just in case we get a quick shower, but I doubt we will looking at this weather. So I've got to find water now. I'm guessing it's around there somewhere, a stream, somewhere coming down. If not, we'll have to go all the way back. Can't see any water running down anywhere back there. I'll double check. And, oh, at the Bothy, at the front, there's a bench, so I can sit and eat my dinner looking at the views. And there's a fire pit there. So, but I doubt if I need a fire with this weather. It's going to be gorgeous. Right, got up for water. Just resting in the tent. Had lunch. It's 3 o'clock when I had lunch. It's now 3:15. Just started drizzling. We've got a bit of cloud coming over, nothing much. It'll blow over. Instead I wanted to rest anyway. Rebelled in mine, got all my packs in. Most of it got dried in that sunshine. I laid everything out. It's all dried off. So I'm fed. I'll give the dog some treats. I'm going to have a coffee in a minute. My gear's up there, but it ain't going to do any harm to it. A bit of water to it. Nothing's going to get soggy or anything. So I'll wait for that blow over, and then I'll have a cuppa, and then I'll explore around. Plenty of wood round. I looked in that emergency shelter or whatever, and the cabin on the side there, and there's wood in there that's dry. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't use it anyway because it's for emergencies, isn't it? It's not for people camping by and having a campfire, but it's It's one of them evenings where you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want a fire. It's not going to be cold. And thankfully, no midges. I didn't see any yesterday, and I haven't come across any today. And we're out here where we're pitched. There's a good old little breeze coming through, which is nice. It's even if they were about, it'd blow them away. But later on, if the wind dies down, we'll see if any come out then. But I've got midge repellent. Dogs are happy. We're happy. I still got sand from Sandwood Bay when I was up in Cape Wrath in the tent. It was quite funny. I thought I'd shook it all out, but obviously not. Probably got some dead midges as well. They're all covered in here. This is a great tent, this. Look, lovely porch. Don't know if you can get in all this. So you can have it flapping down. You can have it pegged round. You can have it doing God knows what. So it's a great place. You can cook in this. Obviously you wouldn't have that flapping around, but you can cook in here and you'll be out of the elements as such. And plenty airway. Just be safe. So, what do I reckon to that trail? Well, I looked at the mileage. It was just over 6 miles. It sounds very little, doesn't it? But don't forget, it's 6 miles over through swamps, bogs, very rugged terrain. So I think it took about 5.5 hours. But I was taking photos and stopping, and we had that little short lunch break, didn't we? But hard work, but yep, doable. Not one that I'd say, woo. Just a couple of places beware if you do come along. Obviously that bit over that loch where it's quite steep, but there is a trail. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Just be sensible. And the other bit is that little loch where the dead deer were floating. If the water was high there, I think you'd be wading for it about 5 deep. But luckily it isn't too deep for us. Not unless we have really heavy rain over the next 24 hours. But, and then the last one is that boulder field. Because you hit the first bit coming this way and it's quite rugged. It's got dead trees that come down, there's branches, there's giant clumps of moss. You can't see if there's any holes, so that's why I was using my trekking pole, because you could easily step in a place where there's like a crevasse, you know what I mean, where you actually step on moss and there's a great big hole underneath, so you've got to be very careful there. Definite leg break area. And when you come out of the boulder field as well. But that bit, I took a wrong turn, as I said, and luckily, because I stopped for the rain, I was checking my route and I saw the rock, and it still would have brought me here and it still would have brought me round, but I would have had to go through a load of boulders which weren't needed. So remember to turn left if you're coming from from that loch, if you're coming from Glen Pean area. And if you're going back, turn right. Otherwise you do a longer route. But again, as I've said several times, I video this, and I know I ramble on, I take loads of photos and the videos are probably long, but I'm doing this just to help people, because I know other people want to do these routes, and unless you're local or you've got a group or someone knows already done it, you'll be trying it out the first time for yourself, only if you're experienced, obviously. And I want to show you what the terrain's like, what the ground's like, so you know what you're up against, so you ain't going to get kind of depressed if things go against you. So just take it in your stride. But also, as I say, always take a compass, always take first aid kit, always let someone know where you are. If you can't let someone know where you are because you ain't got relatives or you ain't got next to kin, because like me, I'm getting on now, then take a personal locator beacon, definitely, so you can get assistance if needed. Obviously set off with the right kit and make sure you got enough supplies, food wise, and so on and so on. You know what I mean? You know that. But don't just follow my route, as I say, and think, oh, dad or mum or whoever, it's bro, let's try that. You know what I mean? Let's give that a go. and never have had experience, and you really are out of your depth, because you will find it hard work. Anyone will find that hard work, because the terrain is boggy. You can go up to your thighs in mud and bog. So yeah, just be careful. Don't use my routes or what I'm showing you on videos as an excuse for you to shoot off out with one rucksack on your back and no experience, because it won't work. You will get hurt. And the sad thing is, others will be called out to help you. One thing, if you have an accident and you experience, and you know, you got all the kit and so on and so on, it's, you know, no one wants to call the mountain rescue out, but to come out of these places with no experience, then you'd be very foolish. So please, I put these videos, I laugh and joke, and you see me trudging along, but in the main, I know what I'm doing. I've done it with the forces. I used to carry £100 packs on my back. I mean, obviously I'm not that young now, and I can't do that kind of thing now. But yeah, what I was carrying today, £52, that was doable. Oh, sorry, it would be about 46 today. So yeah, that was well doable. Make sure you get the right pack, as I'm finding out. I'm choosing and going over them. This is a winner for me. I see why people love it. Keep going on. Centre of gravity has got to be closest to your back. It's okay having these fancy packs that have got all these extra pockets and whistles added to the straps and all that, and look, the, you know, kind of status symbol. But when it's on you and it's carrying that kind of weight, your weight is going to be pulling you backwards or pulling you sideways. This one, and that's for sweaty back. I wore it when it was raining with my coat on, all zipped up and everything, you know, and I was sweating, but I didn't have no sweaty back syndrome. I had no problem where I went, oh my God, that's terrible. Now, obviously in the summer, all packs make you sweat, but no problem at all. So I was surprised by that. But the padding, the thicker the padding around your hips and over your shoulders makes a hell of a difference, because when you take the pack off, you don't feel it so much. Right, I've been rabbiting enough, waiting for this rain to blow over, and then I can come out and make a coffee. Stella's staying in here, she's resting. She's more than happy. I'll take the collars off in a bit. Right, see you later. �4:30 and goodbye summer. All of a sudden we're getting hit by some heavy rain, and the wind changed. It was coming from that way, and it started coming from that way. Luckily both ends of the tent are facing both ways, so we'll be right. One negative, I found a tick on my mat when I was unrolling it. Now, it definitely didn't come off the dog, because they weren't anywhere near the bed. I think it was already on the mattress when I unrolled it, so that means I must have picked up a tick in Glen Pean, but it's not on me. So I put it on my finger to see if it'd latch on, but it didn't latch on. So I don't think it's here, the ticks are. I think the ticks are at Glen Pean, because we've got a lot of ferns there. I mean, obviously, walking all the way from Glen Pean to here is dogs are bound to pick a tick up. But I don't know if you can hear me because of the rain. I'm going to get into my bed gear and get an hour's sleep if I can. Because if this carries on, there's no point hanging around waiting to go out until it's all blown over. So they're getting rest, they're getting sleep, they know what to do, and I think I'll do exactly the same. And wake up and see what happens later. Right, bye for now. Oh God, we had some rain. Came out of nowhere. Look at the ground. As you can see. This was bone dry. There had to be a puddle near, well, it's run off the tent. Look at it there. Hopefully we'll get some drier weather. There's a clear spell over there. But look at the cloud. all around the mountains. Beautiful. Well, that's what hit us, and now the sun's come out. It's lovely. I'm hoping it'll dry everything out. Like before, I let the dogs out after the rain. It rained for, oh dear, 4:30 to about 5:20, so nearly 2 hours. And when I mean rained, it came down heavy. So I thought I need to get out and have a call of nature, so to speak. And I thought, surely the dogs will, and plus I fed them just before, so I'm guessing that they'll be thirsty. So I let them out after all this had died down, but I didn't realise, Rebel, Stella leave, I didn't realise this ground would be so soaked, because nothing to do with the ground, it was just the amount of water that was coming down. So I've got their bags. They ran into the tent when I let them back in. And of course, Stella had lied in water, so I should have used the chamois, but I didn't think, made a mistake. And they lied on the beds and got them wet. So what I'm doing now is let them know. Look at him, he's getting wet as well. There's just so much water on the ground, but dogs need to be out. So what I'll do is I'll get the chamois on them. I'll turn the sleeping bags the other way round, so if they get the underside wet, well, this is once they're dry, then they'll have something dry to lie on later on once we do settle for the night. Because I can't have her, especially her, I can't have her lying on a sleeping bag that's soaked. Do you want a drink, Stella? Hold on. Sorry about that, I had to give the dogs a drink. So what I'm doing is, I know they're splashing and they're getting the legs wet, but I'll get a chamois on them and I can dry them off. But I'm hoping this ground will dry out a little bit so that we can do normal things. I'm just watching that now and hoping there's not another bout of rain coming in. It seems to be coming, sweeping in over us. Can't really make out which way it's coming. It's broken, that one looks better anyway. I don't mind a shower, but that just threw it down non-stop. See, once the sun comes round, I can put their bedding on that bench there and it'll dry on that bench. Now I wish I had the chance to get into the Bothy. Off that, Rebel. They should dry pretty quick. Off, you two. Tonight's dinner is chicken fajita with rice, and I got freeze-dried custard with apple. Don't know what it's going to taste like. So, slight panic was over. We've got sunshine coming that way, and we've got sunshine going that way, so it should get pretty nice and sunny in a bit. It's not too bad now, to be honest. And amongst all that, the dogs went in, as you saw. They went in the tent, they settled down. This is before that heavy rain, just as it started spitting. They were tired. So I thought, I'll follow suit, you know, because I thought it would blow over, and it didn't blow over. Rebel, not too far. He's always on the prowl. Hey, look at him. He picks up things, he's not stupid. Stella can't be bothered nowadays. So I thought I'll do the same. So I stripped off, got in my leggings, you know, my base layer top, dived in the sleeping bag, didn't zip it up because it would be too warm, and the rain just got really heavy. Then it got heavier, and then it got even heavier, but no wind. It just carried on coming down like it was never going to stop. Really noisy. I think you heard it on the video. It got even noisier than that, trust me. So it eased off a bit, but then it was just continual rain, and it all sounds worse when you're in a tent. But I mean, I think you saw around in the field around there and round, it ran everywhere. Put it like this, I don't know if you can see that. See that stream? That wasn't there before the rain. I went looking for water and there was no water. I had to go further on. Now there's a stream. so it just shows how much has run off. Excuse me. So as I say, what I was saying a minute ago, going over it, but I had to let them out, make sure they wanted a wee or just get some fresh air. But I didn't realise when I came out the tent how saturated the ground was. So already I'd committed a mistake by, well, you're not to know, are you? I knew it was heavy, but not that bad. Rebel, Stella, behave. I don't want them rolling in the grass, you see. That's why I've come up here. It's drier up here than down there, because obviously rainwater's run down. So they got wet. So now I'm drying their bedding. I mean, I'm hoping the sun come out. It doesn't have to be stone dry. Just take out the main moisture, so that when I tip it the other way around, when they get on it, it's more or less dry. Otherwise, sorry, you're zoom too far in. That's that emergency shelter. It's got no padlock on it. It had some string that was just dangling on, I think it was around the handle, but I don't know how they got it around the handle. I can't get it around the handle. I'll have to see what I can do. But I think stupid things people do. I think they put a bolt. How much does a bolt cost? There again, I bet people are kicking it in. But so yeah, didn't expect that amount of rain. Didn't expect the weather to turn so quickly as it did. It'd been showers all day. Imagine if that had hit when we were coming across. Oh my God. I'm watching in the loch. I don't know if you can see. Must be some big fish. See the, I guess you might get dolphins or something like that coming in. They're not dolphins, they're just like something surfacing big fish, I guess. So beautiful. Rebel, leave. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my dinner now whilst I'm chatting to you. What beautiful views though, eh? Sorry, I'm zooming you down, zooming you up. I'm trying to get everything in whilst I'm chatting. You've got this massive one right behind us. Again, I don't think the video does it justice how steep that is coming looking down. And it's got the sign open. Shame, they even padlock the windows. You know what I mean? I guess people would force their way in or something. That cloud ain't going to come over. I'm going to have to get the dogs dried off and get in. I thought, we're getting this big blue spell. Oh, it's going to be on there. The sun's going to be on there. That's why. That clear spell's going over. So we will get some sunshine. You have to read the weather. Now you see why I hesitated yesterday. Once we got saturated once, I thought if I carry on and we're already wet and then we pitch wet, you know what I mean, it's going to compound the issue. So hence why I stopped at the buffet. You two, enough. I don't get anyone get injured, just fed them. I use the time, it's about half an hour, 3/4 an hour early, but it doesn't matter, get them fed. So yep, it was fun. Didn't expect to be caught in that much amount of rain in such a short time. Tent did well. Don't expect anything less with that. It's a good quality tent. Right, gonna eat my dinner. Enough yapping. I'll see you in a bit. Let you know what's happening. God knows what we'll get next. I can't complain really because we had a really nice day today. Just an odd light shower. Right, enough yapping. Dinner time. Here's my apple and custard. Custard. It's all right. Looks like scrambled egg, but it does taste like apples and custard. Well, I'm going to enjoy my pud whilst enjoying the sun for a change. And we've got blue skies all around us, which is so nice. And the ground is drying off, thank God. And I think their bedding will. Right, pudding time. There's the face of a dog that's just peeing me off. He's damp. I've dried him off with a chamois. There's a bit of dampness on there, but it'll dry with their heat. It's not wet, saturated or anything like that. So what's he do? Lies on my bag with his wet, damp body. So I've got damp patches. Oh, thankfully it's not too cold. I've got a quilt down the bottom there for them, just near my feet. I'm going to chuck it over when this bit dries a bit more. No point putting a quilt over the damp spots. He would dry, his body heat would dry that off. He's young. She's not too bad. Both got coats on. It's quite warm in here now, to be honest. So I'm just going to let it cool down, get some air before we end up cooking in it. And too much condensation in the morning. So the plan is, I'm hot, I'm sweating. You know why? Because I've had my dinner, I've had my pudding, I had a nice mug of coffee, and now it's all, I'm like a fire engine, I'm cooking. Anyway, plan is tomorrow, do it exactly the same but backwards. Back to Glen Pean and stop at Glen Pean Bothy to dry off, because we're bound to have gear that's going to need drying off. To do all the walk back and then do the extra hour and a half from Glen Pean to the car, and then do a 10-hour drive is just stupid. So that's why I said 4 days, 3 out. That was the intention. I was supposed to we were supposed to go a little further than we did on the first day, but we stopped at the Bothy. But and then today we're supposed to come out. As I say, I'm just annoyed. I like to take photos of the Bothys. I can't even see in because I've got the shutters and everything up, so I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? This is classed as me visiting the Bothy, so that's all that matters to me. I'm Bothy bashing, but without going in the Bothys. So yeah, all the way back tomorrow, get Glen Pean, get the kit out, dry it off, and then Friday, get up late if I can, if no one's there, just be lazy and set off at lunchtime, do an hour and a half, back to the car, and take a nice steady drive. That way I'm doing a 10-hour drive after only doing about an hour and a half's walk. Otherwise I'd be doing something like 6.5 hours of hiking and then going driving 10 hours. That I don't think that would be sensible. Hear that bird? Oh, stop. Hear it. Sounds like a cuckoo. But when I heard it earlier, it got nearer. It don't sound like a cuckoo. It sounds like a really noisy cuckoo. I've been hearing it everywhere where I've been walking. Seen no dolphins, no deer, nothing except the 2 dead deer in the loch, sadly. Yet when we're at Glen Pean, saw everyone. Look at him. He's in my bad books. Look, he's now licking he's licking his feet, but he's making his bed wet. He's an idiot. Leave it. Oh dear. Anyone want a dog? Look, leave it. You're making your bed wet. You don't understand, do you? You stupid. When you're freezing tonight because your bed's wet, he's cleaning himself, which is fine. But look, watch where his tongue's going. See it? It's going over his leg and down on his bed. Fool. Stella, she says, I've had enough. I gave her an aspirin. I only give them when she's on hikes like this. She never gets them at home unless she was seriously. I normally take it to a vet. Rebel, leave. He's going to make his whole bed wet with his tongue. I'm trying to keep him dry and warm, and he's going to make himself wet. Anyway, yeah, gave her aspirin. She settled down. She'll be fine. Got to do myself, throw them over both of them, and they've settled. And this is dried a bit. It's not cold. As far as I know, temperatures are going to be about the same every night, 6, 7, maybe 8. Maybe a bit chillier here because we get the breeze is now coming back from where it was originally coming. But when that storm came, it came from this way at the front. So unbelievable. Yeah, I know I'm ranting. But as I said, my videos are different. I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just showing you what travels we get up to And look at him, he's tired, look. He's dead tired. See his eyes? He's a man. He's such a fool. Makes me laugh. Both dogs done well today. Didn't have no issues on the hike or anything. It's just... This is the, you see the reason why I have to be kind of cautious with Stella in the winter. Because if it snowed and it really bad and we all got wet, come in the tent, all the bedding's getting wet. She's lying on wet bedding. Hence why I use the Bothy sometimes, because like yesterday, as I said, I'm repeating myself, but I had to dry out because I didn't want them suffering. Me, I get in a BB bag and I'd sleep under a hill. It wouldn't bother me. But I have to think of the dogs. Right. Time is 8:45, later than yesterday. I'll zip that up a bit more in a bit. Just getting some ventilation in. I don't want to get too... I've closed that one quite a bit because I don't want Stella getting a drown. But this one, we should be fine. I've opened the tent at the corner. As long as I don't throw it down, we'll be all right. That's to let air flow through so it can run through the tent as such. But yeah, it's bedtime now. I'm looking forward to my sleep. No panic getting up. Pop my head out in the morning, see what the weather's like. If it's going to throw it down, we'll stay in the tent until it blows over. If it looks clear, I mean, the forecast was overcast. So if I get up and it's all overcast, but not grey, you know, not black or looby, then I know we're on target. So just take it steady. 5.5 hours back. Counts what time I set off. Say I set off at 10. We should get there for 3:30. That'd be brilliant. Hopefully no one's at the Bothy or it's not packed. Otherwise we'll be pitching at Glen Pean in wet gear. But the good thing there is if things got really bad, in the sense we were really soaked and all the kit was wet, I can just carry on walking to the car. And we can then take it steady going home, even if it takes me 2 days. Sleep in the car, at least we're dry. I've got towels at the car, got more food for them as well. Right, too much yapping. But anyway, see you in the morning.